Hi Gemini, welcome to your love reading for September 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks for you. Let's go ahead and begin. This is for confirmation, but first let's get 9 cards for you from this deck. And this is a love reading for the sign of Gemini for September 2018. You have the Queen of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. The Fool. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. The Ace of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. Ten of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. Knight of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. You have the Nine of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. The Four of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. The Hermit. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for September. The Ten of Wands. Okay, what's the most important thing that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for September 2018? And the card that you have is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is a red flag energy, which is telling you, be careful. This is a message to use caution, especially when making a decision. This is usually like my decision card, where it's like, there's a red flag saying, be careful, because if you make a decision that turns out to be wrong, you're gonna feel like you messed everything up. So if you're making a decision to maybe end a relationship, make sure that you really want that relationship to end. If you're making a decision this month to start a new relationship, make sure that you really get to know that person. Make sure this is really the person that you want. This is just saying be careful. You don't want to sabotage your own life, your love life. Okay, so let's look at the first 3 cards and see what we have here. We've got the Queen of Cups, the Fool, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is interesting because you do have 2 new beginnings there. You've got the Ace of Cups, which is, a new beginning, a new relationship. And then you've got the Fool, which is a major arcana of new beginnings. You've also got a person here. You've got a water sign. So that would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. This can even be you if you have a moon or a rising sign in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. There is a strong energy. I feel like for some of you, like this is you. Again, it could just be that you have a moon or rising in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. There's a strong energy of just new beginnings around you. And with the energy of the Fool, this just means that, there are no guarantees. You're just going to have to just trust your heart and just jump right in. So for some of you, and it could be that you meet somebody new in September. And maybe, you want to get to know the person. Maybe you feel reluctant to jump into a relationship. The Fool is saying this is a new beginning for you, but you're just going to have to just trust your gut and just get to know the person. It could be that you're wanting to move your relationship to the next level, but maybe you feel a little hesitant. Again, the Fool is saying you're going to have to just trust. This is the energy of a new beginning where you just listen to your heart and your intuition. There's just new energy around your love life. Now, the Ace of Cups also, this is a new beginning, but this can even be rekindling a relationship from the past. So it could be that, there's somebody reaching out to you. I mean, you do have the Five of Swords where, here you're having to, just make a decision and be really sure this is really what you want. So for some of you, this can be like an ex reaching out to you, where you may kind of be thinking, oh, hell no, I don't want this person back in my life, especially the way things ended. Make sure that that's really how you feel and that's really what you want, because you do have, again, 2 new beginnings here. There's 2 new beginnings, and it just seems like there's, an opportunity for a new relationship, or the opportunity to rekindle a relationship. Maybe with someone who's a water sign, but that can just be the energy that they're in, or it can even be you. Now, in the second row here, you've got the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So you see, that message is being repeated again. The Knight of Cups. Something wants to shift in your love life. The Knight of Cups, This is movement. This is some type of positive movement in your love life. This is somebody new coming in, or your relationship moving to the next level. But there's some energy around it here and over here where somebody doesn't want to let that happen. And it could be you. Maybe there's, a lot of fears. Maybe you're not sure. I mean, look at the main energy. Maybe you're just not sure. I feel like, you want to be careful if you push somebody away this month. It could be somebody new or just somebody you're reconnecting with, or even your current partner. The Knight of Cups just means, there can be a proposal from someone. Something positive wants to shift. You're being told to just move on. I mean, you've got the Ten of Swords here, which is always a message that you've already been through the worst. And it could be, that a relationship wants to continue where you were hurt. Maybe somebody let you down. With the Ten of Swords, usually you have been hurt. You've been betrayed or lied to or cheated in some way. And it means that you're still carrying that pain around with you. We see the person lying here with the 10 swords in their back. And that means that you're still really feeling hurt. You're still really feeling betrayed. But the Ten of Swords is saying it is time. It is high time for you to move on. And this could be, with the same person. But for others, it could just be that you're really reluctant to move on with your love life because you don't want to end up here again. And that makes sense with this card here, the Nine of Wands. This is, fear. I mean, this is a paranoid energy where you just really want to protect yourself, and you can't open up, and you can't really wear your heart on your sleeve. It just seems like love is staring at you, staring you right in the face with the Knight of Cups. Love is staring at you right in the face. There's a positive change around your love life. But I feel like you may be reluctant, or your partner, hard to say in a general reading whether it's you or your partner. Somebody still feels really betrayed, let down, and they don't understand it's time to move on. It's time to really open up emotionally. There's someone here who's really paranoid and really afraid of just, letting go and embracing, those two new beginnings up there. Now here, I mean, that energy continues. I mean, look at this. Let's see how much of this I can show you. If not, I'll hold them up for you. You've got this beautiful energy from the Four of Wands. This could be an opportunity for marriage. This is a marriage card. This is a card of a relationship that's strong and stable with a firm foundation. This is a card of home. But somebody's looking at this. You've got the Hermit. Somebody is really doing a lot of thinking and soul searching. And let me just show you what's on the other side. The Ten of Wands. This is someone that's really fed up, really just exhausted. There's a heavy energy, a heavy burden. This feels like really tricky. Honestly, it feels really complicated. It just seems, like there is something here. Just like I told you, it seems like happiness or relationship is staring at you right in the face. It's there if you want it. You've got two new beginnings. There's a lot of energy of resisting. You don't want this. Really you need to see the truth. You've got the Hermit. I mean, the Hermit is a major arcana, so it's something significant where you really need to take your time and look at something very carefully. It could be passing up a relationship because, I mean, again, the Knight of Cups here, a relationship, some type of positive movement in your love life, two new beginnings, and then a marriage card. It just seems like you have an opportunity for something permanent here, something really stable, but somebody is just tired. There's some type of heavy burden with the Ten of Wands. Somebody feels like they can't do this. They don't want to do this. And this could have something to do with the Ten of Swords over here, where, there was a betrayal or somebody was lied to and somebody just can't move on. You can't get past that. Again, paranoid energy, fear. It just seems like, maybe somebody's proposing to you, or this feels really, really complicated. Either somebody's proposing to you or your existing partner just wants you to forgive them and let's move on with this relationship. But it just seems like somebody doesn't want to. I see that there, and I see it here. Somebody feels like they can't get past what happened, and there's, they feel like this is just like a burden, like this heavy energy that just keeps haunting them. They're fine. I mean, 9 and 10 of Wands here. They feel like they can't just, let go and just enjoy this new energy, this new beginning. There's still some type of heavy energy that's following you around. And I mean, somebody needs to look at this very carefully before you pass something up. Remember the main energy. Be careful around decisions. Don't make the wrong decision, because this is an energy where a wrong decision will usually end up haunting you. You'll wish that you could just erase a decision and start all over. You'll wish you had another chance. Okay, let's get a few more cards. Let's see if we get any more insight into this. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for September? Four of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for September? Eight of Pentacles. Messages for Gemini. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something really strange going on with Gemini here. You've got an unhappy energy. Somebody feels unhappy, bored, unfulfilled. Usually with this energy, you reach a point where you just don't really care anymore. And nothing makes you happy. You've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is telling you there's something that you have to do here. You have to change the situation where maybe you just feel really let down by a partner or just by love in general. There's a lot of work to do here to get out of this unhappy energy, and you will get there. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is telling you slowly but surely you will move out of this unhappy energy. It just seems like something's really challenging in Gemini. Love, I mean, you've got some really, really positive cards here. I told you, love is staring at you right in the face. You've got two new beginnings here. But it's time to move on. I don't know what this means because it's a general reading. You've got to, love is there. It's like it's right in your face. There's, a new beginning for you to be happy, a proposal. But you've got to let go of this. You've got to let go of this Ten of Swords energy where you're not quite getting the message that I should move on. Again, very paranoid energy. Maybe not being able to trust. Maybe you just don't trust someone anymore. And again, the Ten of Wands, it's a heaviness that someone's carrying around where somebody needs to look at this carefully before it destroys your chance for happiness. Okay, let's get some more cards from the confirmation deck to see if there's any more insight into the situation. Look at this. The Five of Wands. What other messages are there for Gemini for September? Six of Swords. Messages for Gemini for September. Four of Cups. What's the most important message that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for September? Eight of Swords. So this is, being trapped. Not being trapped. Feeling trapped mentally. You feel like I can't, but I can't. There's no way out of this situation. But there is. Because, you're being told that love is staring at you right in the face. There's a huge new beginning energy around you. Perhaps marriage is a possibility for you. But you can't go around thinking that you're stuck in your situation, whether you're unhappily married or in a relationship you're not happy or you feel like there's no way for you to meet somebody new. The Eight of Swords is saying you're making yourself feel trapped, but that's not really what's going on here. Now, you also have, these three messages. Let's focus on these last three cards that I pulled for you. You have the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands, this can be a lot of disagreements with the person that you're involved with. This is, a fighting energy, conflicts, pettiness, misunderstandings, people who are very different. It's just, a challenge. But it can also be that you're fighting yourself, or your partner is, hard to say in a general reading. I wish I could really pinpoint what it is. It's a struggle. It's either going on inside of you or inside of your partner. Either way, the message is the same as it was in this card. It's time to move on. The Six of Swords is saying, Gemini, it's time for you to move on to something much healthier. And you will move on if you try. So, it feels just, looking at these three cards, I know this card came up with it, but I'm going to get to this in a minute because this is a repeat card. There's some, strange, challenging energy around you where, you're fighting yourself or your partner's fighting themselves, and it's just, a strong message here, right here. It's time to move on to something healthier. Either there's a lot of fighting, or you're just very different people, or there's something you don't want to see. This is causing you a lot of unhappiness. You've got the Four of Cups, and this is a repeat card because it's over here. So you're unhappy for some reason. Again, I mean, with the Ten of Swords, it could be that you're unhappy that somebody cheated on you, somebody let you down. Maybe that's, why you've got this heavy energy from the Ten of Wands, where you just feel drained of energy and you feel like you don't want to do this anymore. Even though there is a lot of love around you, a lot of new beginnings, it just seems like you may feel like you don't know if you want it. And you may feel really, trapped by your situation. You may feel like there's just no way out of this. You may want to be careful with this, because it just seems, I mean, no matter what your situation is, what I'm getting from this reading is that there's a chance for you here in the month of September to really have something deep, something significant. I see it here. I see it here. The Fool, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Four of Wands. But it's just a matter of, do you want it? Are you going to accept it? Do some deep, deep thinking, Gemini. The Hermit. You really need to see the truth of maybe why you don't want someone in your life, why you're pushing someone away, why you don't trust them, why, you're carrying this burden, why you're refusing to move on. You can move on. And I see it here with the Six of Swords. It's, time to move on to something healthier. Let's focus now on just X's. I'm going to use this deck right here. So this spread is going to be for those that just want to reconnect with someone who's no longer in your life. Show me the energy between Gemini and their ex. Show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for September 2018. Gemini and their ex, September 2018. Gemini and their ex, September 2018. Gemini and their ex, September 2018. Okay, so let's get these out of the way. I'm going to keep them here in case something repeats itself. You did have the Four of Cups repeat in this spread, but if it comes up again in the X spread, I think that will give us more insight into what the problem is. It just seems like, for Gemini, there's a relationship that's right in front of you, something that's really kind of opening up, but it just seems like you're turning away from it for some reason. You feel like you can't. Okay, show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for September. Four of Swords. Show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for September. The Chariot. Show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for September. There's that Nine of Wands again. Show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for September. Six of Wands. Show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for September. Page of Pentacles. Show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for September. The Hierophant. Okay, so we're going to look at just these 6 cards and just focus again on those relationships where you're no longer together, you broke up, but you're hoping to reunite. So, I mean, you start with the Four of Swords, and this means that, I don't always get this message, but I feel with the Four of Swords, somebody's doing a lot of thinking about you. I mean, the Four of Swords is mental energy, all the Swords cards are, and this, I feel like for some of you, somebody's doing a lot of thinking about you, but this is also the energy of somebody needing space, because, I mean, you had some serious energy in the 9-card spread. I'm not sure what that is about. I mean, the Four of Cups repeated itself, and then you had some difficult cards, but you also had some really positive cards of like new beginnings and opportunities, but it was just like, you don't know if you want it. For some of you, it could be that that's what's going on with your ex. Somebody needs some space to figure things out. And you did have the Hermit in the 9-card spread, which is that, similar energy of somebody needing to soul search. They don't see the truth. With the Four of Swords, somebody's trying to see the truth, figure it out. Now, I feel like if that's what you're dealing with, or somebody asks for some space, maybe that's why you broke up, maybe that's why you're not seeing them anymore. You do have the Chariot, which is victory. Now, what's interesting is that you've got the Chariot, which is victory, and then you've got the Six of Wands, which is also victory from the Minor Arcana. So there is, whatever tore you and your ex apart, you can remove those obstacles. The Chariot is saying that, this is an energy of movement. It's a major arcana which represents a lot of movement. And we're reading for exes where you're no longer together and supposedly everything ended. But the Chariot is saying things will continue to move forward. But somebody needs some space. They need to figure things out mentally. Maybe they don't know what they want. And then you have the Nine of Wands over here. This means that somebody's holding back from you. This means, this is a paranoid, fearful energy where, they don't know what they want. And, maybe this is what, the cards were trying to tell us in the bigger spread. Where somebody just didn't know when it's time to move on, and somebody doesn't understand that it really is time to move on. With this card, you're just afraid, and you don't want to open up. Maybe that's why somebody asked for some space. They don't want to risk another relationship. They're just holding back from you here. This is a card of fear. But you do have the Six of Wands, which is, victory. This is removing all obstacles from your path. But you do have the Page of Pentacles, which means, again, it's a strong message. It's here, and it's here. This is going to take time. The Page of Pentacles is saying there's something to look at here, that maybe it's not really obvious. With this energy, you need to look at something very, very carefully. It's like a message of look closer because you're missing something. So it could be that your ex is holding back for reasons that you don't know, you don't understand. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe that's why they need that time. There's something to see here. There's something to learn. But you do have victory, which means that whatever obstacles are in your path, they will be removed. You also have the Hierophant, which is something that you really want to see when you're talking about an ex, because this is a lot of spiritual energy binding you and someone else together. This is a card of kindred spirits and soulmates, and really feeling like, this is where I belong. You've only got 2 major arcanas in this little spread, and you've got the Chariot, again, victory, and the Hierophant, kindred spirits and soulmates. Maybe this card is here because somebody needs time to see this. If they look closer, they will see this is where they belong. And if they take the time to really look at things carefully, the Four of Swords, to see the truth, they will be ready here with the Chariot for some movement in your relationship. They've got to get over this fear here from the Nine of Wands, where they're just holding back. Again, victory again. All obstacles will be removed from your path. Strong energy of belonging from the Hierophant. If you don't really believe in kindred spirits and soulmates, the Hierophant is just a message that this is where you belong. Okay, Gemini, this has been your love reading for September 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.